Get ready for the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What is truly new in Waldorf education? Well, for one thing, it has moved west. Most of the new schools, most of the vital ideas in Waldorf education are coming primarily from the West Coast. For another big change in Waldorf education in the 21st century is that it is going public. More and more Waldorf Methods charter schools have begun to sprout up, particularly in Northern California. Can this work? Can a system like Waldorf education, which works with the developmental aspect of the child, which gives teachers remarkable freedom in the classroom, which moves slowly in the early years and leaps forward in the upper grades?
You know, I didn't even have children yet, and a friend had her children, and she was sharing her experience at Davis Waldorf School. And she just said, you know, the children are so nurtured there for who they are. You know, they don't realize that they're in school, they're having such a good time. And, you know, and I just, you know, kind of just tucked that way in the back.
So the wild wind blew. Could you come forward just a little bit so I can come behind you? Give me the part of speech they each are. The? Out loud, everyone.
Article.
Good. Wild.
Adjective.
Wind.
Noun.
And.
Verb.
Good job. Thank you. Have a seat.
I guess the thing that I enjoy so much is just seeing how their curriculum and experiences are all pulled together, and it just makes it such a fun learning environment.
What do we do next? What do we do, Maura?
We make the numbers.
But how do we do that? You're right, but we have to do it very carefully. Go ahead, Maura.
We do the 12 and the 6, and then I think we do the 3 and then the 9.
First of all, you get how many beans?
12.
12 beans. Then, as Maura said, you start where? You start at the top and the
Bottom.
Then?
Side and side.
Now, that's 4 beans right there. If you had 12 beans and you put 4 down, how many should you have left to put out? How many, Quentin?
8.
8 more.
Well, today we did what I call a baseball activity. And it's just a way to structure a review activity where every student in the class gets to ask another student.
John Brown.
And every student in the class has an opportunity to be challenged in that way.
So him and his sons went to South's weapon place, and they were going to steal him and give him to the slaves, but he was stopped and hung. So, yeah.
Well, what do you think of that answer?
Incorrect. He took over that place. He didn't just steal the
I never
weapons.
said he didn't take over.
He took over
Yeah,
it
he
for
was
a few
gonna steal the
hours, so
weapons.
he left that part out.
Well, Carly is an authority on this subject.
You're familiar with these drinks, right?
Yes.
All right, and they're the same. They're the same volume. Now, it turns out they're slightly different mass. All right, I have a special talent, and I am going to challenge that I can tell the difference between the two blindfolded.
Do you promise you didn't put any markings on them?
Okay, so I want you to observe them, inspect them, don't shake them, don't drop them, but you may inspect them. Any markings. All right, so I actually have to close my eyes because if you open it, this stuff just goes right in your eyes. I'm having a hard time telling which one is different. So,
I would dare to say that there's an education revolution that's happening here, and it's not really a revolution until it enters the public mainstream, and we are doing that very quickly with great success and a lot of credibility.
I chose to come to Bank Street for graduate school because there is a great amount of respect that is given to new teachers, to be thinking about their students as human beings, as whole people, and how to care for them emotionally and academically. There's an incredible advisement program. My advisor came to observe me teaching in the classroom faithfully once every month, and right after that observation of a lesson that I've been teaching, we would be able to talk very specifically about the choices I made in that lesson, where do I see it going next, and how to move forward from there. And I think that that one-on-one individualized attention each month was just so instrumental in helping me to become a thoughtful and reflective teacher.
My experience as a graduate student at Bank Street has definitely changed me, and I think just made me a more complete and whole learner. All of my classes in the graduate school have been really small classes where the professor really just makes it a conversational atmosphere where we're really bouncing ideas and thoughts off of each other. It is a very closely knit community that really cares about each other. So it's been really easy for me to get my questions answered and feel like I'm important and I'm cared about in this program.
About looking at the child as a complex being. There's an academic side, there's a social emotional side, there's a physical side, and in order for a child to be really successful and to learn, you have to be sensitive to all those different aspects, giving kids a chance to shine, to bring out the best in themselves. That to me is the best indication that I have that the child-centered approach is working in our classroom.
I have learned so much about myself as a learner, in addition to how to teach children as learners.
Once you get into the second or third week of a course, students and student teachers get really fired up about, say, Hal Melnick's math course and the different games you can create and the different ways you can learn how students learn multiplication. They don't all learn multiplication the way we learn it. They don't all think about multiplication the way we learned it.
I think there is an expectation to think about not just the content you teach, but how you're going to deliver that content, how you are going to help children bring their own experience to these new topics that they're encountering. And that's something that does require more work, but the authenticity of the learning that you can witness with your children is so magical.
Having been a graduate student at Bank Street was like coming home to me. It made sense to me. I felt that everything I was learning was going to make sense to children, and it felt like saying, aha, this is what learning is.